Wonderful timing on this video. Took me a second to finally watch the movie. Yeah, what movie could that be? Yes, it's the famous Backrooms, made by the infamous Kane Pixels, known online for being 20 years old. He is also 20 years old, and some sources state that he's in fact 20 years old. I've watched the movie, and to me, it was fucking fine. The plot was kind of all over the place, not necessarily bad, mostly just with quite a few fucking plot holes. A lot of things were left unexplained because, you know, a lot of fucking things are unexplained in the Backrooms universe, and then a lot of things were unexplained because the writers can't explain shit. On the other hand, I am not gonna lie, I wish I could compress the actual Backrooms from the movie into a syringe and inject it into my already pretty stiff veins, because holy fucking guacamole, I think the atmosphere was captured quite bloody well. The Backrooms felt quite real, as if the Backrooms became alive through fucking necromancy, and not like just some wankers walking around on a movie set. That is a major good. That is a major great. That is a major awesome. I'd give it 7 out of 10, to be honest. I'd say it's a good movie with a few obvious flaws, and a lot of people online have recognized its importance, its undeniable importance, and pointed out a few imperfections here and there that still don't make it any less of a milestone for the genre of funny horror. And then a lot of other people with significant iron deficiency from years of glue consumption have shit out a bunch of wild takes into a review of their own and clicked post. And today I'll show you a few of them reviews for the movie that I found particularly fucking stupid. A recurring theme with these reviews is that they often start out normal. They often start out their review with something that might actually potentially make sense. For example, this one. The characters are criminally underdeveloped. This movie is just standard. So they have 2 characters to develop, and it kind of develops. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You could argue that the characters could have been developed a bit better, surely. One of the characters goes insane off screen. Also, a fair observation. I could see that being a problem. And then the author gets brain damage in the middle of writing this review. The Backrooms feel really small. We have multiple instances of characters just finding each other, even though they went different ways. Well, going different ways doesn't necessarily mean distance, you know, and they probably are trying to find each other after they've gone different ways. It's not a really strong argument, yeah? The movie ends in a really bad place. You could argue that The Backrooms is not a good concept for a movie. I'm listening. To me, The Backrooms is scary because of the lack of a monster. I'm not listening anymore. The lack of anything is the lack of any simulation to make your mind begin to fill in the gaps, that sense of dread. No, the original had a monster. The iterations had a monster. You could probably argue how well executed was the fucking big bad, the fucking monster. I'd say it was executed fucking well. You may say it was executed not well. It does need a monster. Your opinion is unfortunately bad. You should drink more. The same shit. I just watched this and I'm so genuinely disappointed. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. First off, the whole concept of no clipping is ruined. It's supposed to be a horrific one-way accent where you no clip out of reality. In the movie, the main character goes in and out, goes in and out. I went in and out into your mamacita. That is unimportant to this video. Basically, he's not satisfied that no clipping can be done both ways. I mean, you can maybe argue that point. To me, it doesn't really need to be that way. They go into an infinite maze of office rooms, and mazes have entrances and mazes have exits. They are difficult to get out of, not because they don't have a fucking entrance, it's because they are fucking mazes, and the same kind of works here. Sitting in one room obviously is not particularly scary. It gets scary when you try to go further. Why would you want to go further? That is a different issue. But in the movie, the character just kind of gets, well, fucking curious of what happens. I mean, some people might have ran. He was drunk. Maybe that kind of played a part in there. He goes further, and he could have gotten lost there. He didn't, but he could have. That's how it works. So you can still argue that. Maybe no clip would be better. I don't know. I'm not that smart. I'm not that educated in movies, in good movies, in bad movies. I'm quite educated in good pornography. I can tell apart a good porn video and a bad porn video in less than than 5 seconds. That is my special ability. But I digress. The first hour is basically just him sitting on a couch talking to his therapist about his failing furniture business. Instead of an indifferent, infinite void, the writers force in this dumb gimmick where the Backrooms remember reality and acts like a mirror for your trauma. Oh no, first hour is basically just him sitting on a couch talking to his therapist. This man writing this review would rather watch a 3-hour-long video of just random Backrooms footage with Markiplier in the corner commentating the whole thing, like in one of them Gary Smart videos made for kids with glioblastoma. And the monsters, the iconic wireframe bacteria entity from YouTube video, isn't even in the movie. Instead, his personalized trauma demon is a 9-foot-tall mutated pirate mascot named Captain Clark. Oh yeah mate, you know, he looked at this spooky fucking pirate and went, nah mate, I'd rather be watching a movie with a fucking stick figure dude running around the back room. And you know, I wouldn't really call it iconic. I think it's one interpretation of the original picture. It's popular, it's quite well known, but it's not really iconic. You know what I mean? Once again, these people might make a few reasonable points throughout the quote-unquote review, but mostly they don't actually do that. Avid 42-year-old gamer here. Oh my god, I didn't know they allowed horror movies at nursing homes. I agree with you 1000%. What a stupid fucking movie. Let's walk through rooms with clipped, I'm not sure why he put it in quotes, there was fucking clipped furniture. Anyways, clipped furniture for 2 hours. There's no backstory, no resolution. What a waste of time, mate. Mr. Uncle, unfortunately, this is not Facebook. We don't normally post minions here, unless it's porn, obviously. In here, we generally use words to convey meaning, so they are supposed to connect together and actually make sense. Throwing them out in a random order generally does not convey meaning that well. If you still could get an erection, you'd probably remember that. The movie had zero sense of forward momentum. There was like a 15-minute sequence of Clark just walking through rooms and seeing weird furniture. We get it, it's liminal. Can we move on, please? Another example why YouTube Shorts and the TikToks should become illegal globally. We're clearly devolving. We're clearly unable to process fiction anymore. We are getting dumber. We are getting stupider. We are dying as a species. Mental psychology. Your mother is in neurology. Bah. I just saw this movie. It sucked worse than ours, mate. No sense at all. No plot, no closure. It's a sad day when some YouTuber can make a movie that has millions of followers will mindlessly go see at the cinema and give it a big box office returns. Once again, non-Gen Alpha, Gen Z see the returns Once regular non-Gen Alpha, Gen Z see their returns, they then mindlessly do see it because look at how many people are seeing it. This is not necessarily an argument. This is not necessarily, you know, a point. People tend to check out things that a lot of other people like, you know, more often. You know, you're not writing this review on fucking MySpace. Also, the guy making it, Kane Pixels, he's got like, what, 3.5 million subs, which is like, you know, a lot. Yeah, it's a significant bunch of people, but that's not necessarily enough to give it a big box office returns. I think most people that went to the movie to see it were actually more familiar with the Backrooms concept more than the author behind the movie. My issue with the movie largely stemmed from the fact that I felt like I didn't understand what actually made the Backrooms scary. Clark exploring the Backrooms is interesting to watch for the first 5 minutes. The next 10 start to drag once you realize all he's doing is just walking around with zero stakes. This is my favorite type of nonsensical reviews, is just people writing the review without seeing the movie. They use their anal antennas to visualize the movie before them, watch it, dislike it, and then post a review telling how they dislike the movie they've imagined themselves. It wasn't walking around with zero stakes, it was walking around with a fucking sleep paralysis demon trying to catch him. And what, fuck, I'm done with Reddit. Please do not watch this movie. You won't get back your time. It's slow. This reviewer, this man's ways just straight up created a fucking singularity, slowing down space-time around him. I think they should have changed the name of this movie to People Walking Slow. Yeah, dude. Half the movie was spent watching various characters in the movie walking incredibly slow to strange music. Most people left the theater shrugging their shoulders. I heard the couple next to me say, "What did I just watch?" My sentiments were exactly. I still don't know what happened at the end. I suppose you can draw your own conclusions. Another person with, his brain designed specifically for watching YouTube shorts. Short form content really did create a new breed of people, a new step in evolution. We now have groups of people immune to lobotomy. How fucking cool is that, mate? And now the last review for today. Good atmosphere, soundtrack, overall vibe. He ate them. Yeah, I did. Bad everything else. Okay. I wanted to give credit to Kane for being 20. Did you know that Kane is 20, by the way? I wanted to give credit to Kane for being 20. Did you know that Kane is actually 20, by the way? I wanted to give credit to Kane for being 20 and making this, but I really can't. Can't do that, Kane. I'm fucking sorry. Liam, I will not be sending you a happy birthday gift card. I'm so sorry, Kane. If I were you, I'd probably shit myself right this very instant. It does seem like this movie is quite a bit polarizing. Some people are saying it's a really bad movie. Some people are saying that it's a really good movie. I'd say it's a good movie with a few flaws, maybe. I don't know. I quite liked it. If it's a bad movie that I liked, I don't really care. If it's a good movie that I liked, I don't really care. I am just a silly gnome with an astonishingly small penis, so what do I know, mate? In any regard, you can tell me down in the comment section how did you like the movie? How did you like this video? How would you like becoming a woman? Yeah, if you're a man or if you're a woman, how would you like becoming a woman? Anyways, I thank you for watching. It's been me, Walrus. Have a damn nice day. Bye bye.